Honey,
Yeah?
you mind if I talk about African martial arts for a while?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks. I have 3 that I like to talk about today. They're not the most underground, but I find them pretty cool. The first one is Dambe, also called Hausa boxing, is a style of stand-up fighting practiced by the Hausa people of Nigeria, Chad, Ghana, Sudan and Cameroon. It started as a style of folk wrestling, originally called Kokowa, but it has over the years transformed into a modern form as a purely striking art. The fighters wrap their strong arm called the spear with thick rope, or in modern days they might wear a glove and use their weaker hand as a shield. Dambe fights are usually 3-round long matches where the goal is to knock your opponent out with one strong spear hand strike. I like the idea of being able to one-shot your enemies with like a one big strong blow, and the use of fists as a spear and a shield is a pretty fun idea. The second style is Lam, a Senegalese form of folk wrestling traditionally performed by the Serer people. It involves both throwing techniques as well as striking. The goal is to get the opponent's knees or back on the ground. A big part of this traditional martial art is the use of magic.
Magic?
Yeah. The wrestler will seek the help of a marabut, a spiritual leader who can exorcise the bad luck and spirits that might hinder the wrestler during a match.
Whoa.
These days, big promoters have started paying good money for successful wrestlers, and its popularity has risen drastically after the 90s. As a fat, dwarf-pilled Finnish dude, seeing these absolute muscle gods makes me kinda jealous and leaves me questioning my orientation. The use of magic is what originally caught my attention with Lam. Having a magic man buff you for a match is such a video game thing. The last one is Nuba wrestling. Practiced in the Moro area of the Nuba mountains and carried out at the end of autumn as a part of ceremonies to thank God for bountiful harvest. Nuba wrestling is a form of traditional wrestling more than 3,000 years old. The oldest record of Nubian wrestlers were found in the wall paintings from the tomb of Tianen, an Egyptian officer who died in 1410 BC. Nuba wrestling is a form of stand-up grappling where the goal is to slam the opponent to the ground with no submissions or pinning. The fights can be between individual fighters from different villages or 2 different villages as a whole competing against one another. While the fighters perform, girls from the village sing praises to their own fighter, calling him a bull, a lion, etc., while scolding the other competitor, calling him a coward, hooligan and other derogatory names. The art itself doesn't really stand out from all the other traditional wrestling styles, but simply its age makes it interesting to me. The fact that a form of martial arts can stay pretty much unchanged for over 3,000 years is pretty, as the youngsters say, hype. You got all that, honey?